video, we are going to discuss about authentic assessment. So in one of our previous videos, we have already explored some other types of assessments like Ipsative Assessment and Performance Assessment. All these types of assessments are very important from that point of view, and all these areas comes under teaching aptitude. So the link of that particular video in which we have explored that Ipsative Assessment and Performance Assessment is given in the description box. If you haven't watched that video, you can just check it out and then you can continue with authentic assessment. Okay, so before moving into the details of authentic assessment or defining authentic assessment, we'll be initially looking at a question that was asked from this particular type of assessment in December 2023 in an exam. So it's a statement question wherein you have given two different statements. The first statement is about Ipsative assessment and the next one is about authentic assessment. So statement 1 says the process of comparing a student's performance against his or her previous performance is called as Ipsative assessment. And second statement states that authentic assessments are assessments, procedures that test skills and abilities as they would be applied in real life situations, and you have various combinations or various answers as options or various options as given below as well. So we have already explored this idea of Ipsative assessment in the previous session, but let's just quickly go through what we have learned in the previous video. So Ipsative assessment basically evaluates an individual's performance, comparing his or her present performance with his or her past performance. Okay, so it particularly focuses on a personal progress. Okay, so Ipsative assessment evaluates an individual's performance or traits in relation to their own previous performance. So when you consider this evaluation or assessment, there are certain criteria that we can consider when we evaluate a particular learner. We might at times compare a particular student's performance with other students. That's a kind of assessment. And also we can compare a particular learner's performance with certain criteria, certain predetermined criteria. That is again a type of assessment. And specifically in Ipsative assessment, we are not doing any of these types of evaluation or assessment, but rather we'll be evaluating a particular individual's performance by comparing that particular person's previous performance. So these assessments focus on personal progress and growth as they compare an individual's current abilities to their past performance. So we'll be comparing a learner's current performance with that particular learner's previous or past performance. So that is what Ipsative assessment we have already discovered or explained it in the previous session. So the next statement that we have seen in that question was about authentic assessment, and this is what we are focusing in this session as well. So authentic assessment means we are actually comparing or we are actually assessing whether a particular learner could apply the skills or knowledge that he or she has learned at the classroom to the real life situations. Okay, so authentic assessments involve the application of knowledge and skills in real world situations, scenarios or problems. It creates a student-centered learning experience by providing students opportunities to problem solve, inquire and create new knowledge and meaning. So as it mentioned here, it's a student-centered learning wherein we'll be giving students certain problems, or we'll be giving them certain situations, real life situations, and we ask them to find solutions for those particular real situations that is faced by them. So it's like we're giving them certain activities wherein they can actually apply the things that they have already learned to that present case or present scenario. So it's like an application of the learned skills to a real life situation, and this particular type of application requires what? It requires, or it provides an opportunity to problem solve. It gives them a platform wherein they can just inquire on the various things that they are exploring, and also this will lead to the creation of new knowledge and meaning, because they are trying to figure out certain solutions for the present scenario that they are facing, and also they are trying to apply what they have learned. So that might create certain new understandings or new ideas for the students as well. So that is this authentic assessment is all about. So it is about applying what we have learned or applying the knowledge or skills that we have to real world situations, scenarios or problems. Coming back to the question that we have discussed. So it was asked in December 2023, and the first statement was like this: the process of comparing a student's performance against his or her previous performance is called as Ipsative assessment. So that's a right statement. So you can take that statement as true. And the next one is authentic assessments and assessment procedures that test skills and abilities as they would be applied in real life situations. Again, that statement is true. So that means both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. So the right answer is option A. Just look at one more question. This was asked in June 2023 NET exam, and the question goes like this: which of the following assessment procedures test skills and abilities as they would be applied in real life situations? So it's something similar to what we have explored in the previous question, but it was a statement question, and here it's like an MCQ wherein they have given you the definition of the questions, and we need to find out the type of assessment procedure that we can use in this present case that is mentioned in the question. And the options are formative assessment, authentic assessment, ipsative assessment, and peer assessment. So already we know that if you just look at the question, the right answer is of course option B, authentic assessment. Ipsative assessment we have already learned. Just focus, or let's explore what this formative assessment and peer assessment is all about. So what I mean by formative assessment, that is what we are going to look at next, but the right answer for this question is authentic assessment, that is option B. So formative assessment is somewhat similar to, or it's similar to formative evaluation as well. So you might have already learned the various types of evaluation. We have already explored that topic in one of our previous videos also. So there we have explored it is formative evaluation, and formative assessment means the same thing, and it applies the same ideas that we have explored in the formative evaluation. So formative assessment refers to a wide variety of methods that teachers use to conduct in-process evaluations of student comprehension, learning needs and academic progress during a lesson, unit or course. So we might, as teachers or educators, we might conduct various kinds of assessment methods during the course, like we might conduct some quiz, or we might conduct some unit tests or some sectional exams or some module wise test papers and all that. All these things primarily focuses on the in-process or it conduct in-process evaluation of student comprehension, learning needs and academic progress. That means when we are conducting a particular kind of assessment during a course, that will give us an idea about how far the learners or the students has comprehended, or they have comprehended the ideas that they have learned. So that kind of an analysis, or that kind of a feedback can be provided, or that can be taken from formative assessment. So formative assessments help teachers identify concepts that students are struggling to understand, skills they are having difficulty acquiring, or learning standards they have not yet achieved, so that adjustments can be made to lessons, instructional techniques and academic support. So when we are conducting formative assessments as teachers, we are conducting it during the course. So that will give us an idea about, okay, what are the things that we need to take care of? Is there anything that the students are not able to comprehend? So is there any difficulty that they are facing? And based on these things, we can understand, or we can evaluate whether we need to change the strategies that we are using. So ultimately that will give us a feedback feedback to understand how the entire teaching learning process is going on. Okay, that is what formative assessment is all about. And the next option that we have seen in that particular question was peer assessment. And the peer assessment or peer review is basically a kind of assessment wherein the teachers will be giving opportunities for the students to analyze the performance of their own peers or their own fellow students, and they will be giving feedbacks. Okay, that is what peer assessment is all about. So peer assessment or peer review provides a structured learning process for students to critique and provide feedback to each other on their work. So in this particular assessment, the students are given certain opportunities which is guided or facilitated by the teacher, wherein the students will be critiquing and they will be giving or providing feedbacks to the works of their own fellow students or their own friends. Okay, so that is what peer assessment or peer review is all about. So in this session, we have primarily explored what this authentic assessment is all about. But in the previous sessions also, we have explored a few types like ipsative and performance assessment. As I have already mentioned, you can check that video and you can just learn that as well. And along with authentic assessment, we have explored a few options that were given in the question, which includes formative assessment, which is somewhat similar to formative evaluation, and also we have explored what is peer assessment or peer review. So I hope this area or this video will give you a proper idea about the various types of assessments. So it's a very easy kind of a topic to understand. So we have various types of assessments and various types of evaluation. So all these types are very important from NET point of view as well. So this is how we learn things. We explore questions, and through that we explore new areas to learn in each of the exams, and this is how you have to learn, and this is how you can update yourself. Okay, so this is a kind of learning that we promote in Appleby Academy also. We always go through the previous year questions, especially the very recent questions, and we explore the areas that we need to focus more and we need to update ourselves as well. So if you need or if you want to know more about our courses, we have both online and offline courses available here. So if you want to know more about our courses, you can just contact the number that is given below. So that's it for this session. Thank you and happy learning.